Hello everybody, I'm back. I've just received this in the mail. This was a continuation of the package sent to me by a very amazing person in my life. And this one came in a little later, but now we get to swatch and try these out. These are the Koi watercolors in tube form. So I'm excited about this. I haven't opened this yet. So let's see here. Which way did they go? Okay, oh wow. Okay, so they are self-contained in here, in this box. Okay. There are 12 in each one, 24 colors altogether. These are some nice sized tubes. Okay, there's one and the other. Let's go ahead and, okay, there we go. So we can see them. I've already written down the numbers in the order that they were, the numbers and names in the order they were on the back of the box. They're not in numerical order, but they are in color order. So let's go ahead and start swatching these. Started with the Chinese white, which it won't show up too well, but I will let it go over. Actually, I'm going to swatch the ivory black first, since that's next, and then I can let some of the white go over the black so we can see the opacity, see the coverage that it gets. So got a little bit of black. I have a porcelain tray over here, porcelain butcher's tray for doing the watercolors, because I don't have an empty palette to put these in. So here's where we start. The white went out a little bit, what's the word, little runny. There's the white and the black. Unfortunately, I don't have much room on this table, so, or I can't show as much with my camera phone. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch these. The black. Okay. So the ivory black going down, that's with actually quite a bit of water. You get a little more pigment on there. I'll try not to get too quiet here. Okay, so there's the ivory black. And moving on, I will do the white after the black has dried. Actually, right, I can go ahead and do some now, and then I will do some more later after this is dried, and we'll see the opacity. So you can't see it there. I can see it, but it, just because it's a slightly different tone, but I don't think it's going to show up on my camera. You can see the reflection. That's about it. Okay, moving on. Prussian blue is the next one. That is this one. And again, these are nice sized tubes. They're 12 milliliter. Most watercolors come in a much smaller tube. Okay, so get the Prussian blue, the cobalt blue, Prussian blue, cobalt blue is the next one. And okay, and I'm going to pause it for a moment and I'll be right back to you when I've got all of the colors out. So you can just watch me swatch instead of waiting for me to put each one down. And I'm back. I have put a small amount of each one down here. So you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, some of them, in particular, the cerulean blue and the burnt sienna. Let's see, no, not the burnt sienna, the Van Dyke brown and the pale orange all came down kind of separated. Maybe I should have shaken them up a little more, but I'm going to go ahead and mix them with the water. So here we go. We'd already done the Chinese white, the ivory black. Here is the Prussian blue. That is a very nice deep blue. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Next is the cobalt blue hue. This one came out kind of watery, but again, it could be that I didn't mix it in the tube enough, but we will work with it. Slightly different color. I'm guessing, well, I mean, the stain is obviously a different color. The Viridian hue is next. That one is a green Viridian. Now we've got the yellow green, which is kind of a, it looks like more of a spring green or a neon, not neon, but a brighter green, more spring-like green, yellow. Okay. Then we have the carmine, which is generally a pink red. And yep, it is. Okay. It's a nice color. Now we've got the vermilion is next. Let me clean that a little better here. The vermilion is more of an orange red. Okay. Then we have the burnt sienna. And burnt siennas tend to always come out on the dry side for me, no matter what, you know, whether it's acrylic or watercolor. But we'll see. Let's see. Okay, so there's that. Now we've got yellow ochre. Yellow ochre over here is also, all the earth tones tend to be a little drier, I think. Okay, there's that. They lay down really nicely. They don't have any, I mean, I don't really see any granulation. So if you like a flat color or more flat color, they're not entirely flat, then these are a good direction to go. We've got the deep yellow next right here. That's a nice bright sunny yellow. Then we've got a lemon yellow next, which is almost fluorescent looking. Right there. We have the silver next. silver next, and I don't know if that's going to show up on here. No, not really, but it is very shimmery. Let's see if I can, you can see it. Well, you can see that it's there. I don't think you can see the shimmer just yet. When I put it on something dark, I think it'll show up better. Metallics like something to reflect off of or reflect through. So any color coming through a metallic or a pale color obviously is gonna reflect better. Here is the gold. Get enough pigment on here. All right. It's got a nice flow of the reflective pigment. You can see it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now the magenta is next. And that's a very opera looking color to me. Wow, that is intense. Very pretty color. I see hibiscus when I see that color. We used to have hibiscus growing outside the front of our house. It was always so gorgeous. Okay, gray is the next color. And the gray again is it's a dry paint. It's kind of hard to mix here, but mix it I shall. Here is the gray. It's a nice color. Okay, ultramarine. Ultramarine has already dried on my palette, which, you know, of course, we're dealing with watercolor, so none of that means anything. It re-wets very nicely. It's a very vibrant color, which you come to expect from an ultramarine, so I'm glad it doesn't disappoint. It's kind of an electric version. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. There's the Prussian blue and the cobalt blue hue dried a little different. Well, the cobalt is still drying, so maybe that will change a bit. But the ultramarine is very vibrant. Next one is the deep green. That's a gorgeous foresty color. I like that. All right, let's see here. Then the next one is the emerald green. I always think of the Wizard of Oz when I think of emeralds. That are Minecraft. Okay. Emerald green right here. Oh, we got a little bit of a bleeding from the deep green, but that's okay. We've got the idea. Now the cerulean blue is the next one. And this was one of them that came out unmixed. So I'm mixing it here on the palette, and you can't see it. Nope, I can't get it close enough. My tripod. Okay. Well, I tried. Okay. Here is the cerulean blue. So we've got a backwash from the emerald green to the deep green. The cerulean is a nice aqua color, kind of a turquoise. Purple is next. Again, that one's a little dry, but it comes back very beautifully. It's a nice purple. I tend to like a darker purple, but this is nice and bright. Purple is my favorite color, so I can work with that. Van Dyke Brown will be the next one. And again, this one I will have to mix again on the palette because it's separated in the tube. But yeah, that's nice. Okay. Okay. So nice deep brown. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. The next one is the pale orange. And that one again separated in the tube. So I'm mixing it here on the palette. Not that you can see. You can't. Pale orange right here. Okay. And then we've got the orange. And these have all dried pretty true to the colors that went down. I mean, obviously it's going to be a little bit lighter because that's the nature of watercolor. Watercolor tends to dry lighter. Acrylics tend to dry darker. So you have to keep that in mind. There's the orange. And that concludes the swatching of the colors. Now, let me go back here and get some of the white. Put it on top of the ivory black and see how opaque that is. It covers really nicely. I don't know how it's going to dry. I don't know if it'll dry that opaque or not. I've got quite a lot of water there, so it's going to take a little bit of time for it to dry. Then I'm going to try the silver over the next part. Let's get a little less water here. Okay, and it does of course lift, but you can see it better there. It lifted the black a bit, which is to be expected. It's watercolor, it's gonna lift. Then we've got the gold. Let's try that one on top of the black. Again, it's gonna lift, and it does. But there we go. There is the rest of that. I'm going to go ahead and put down one more swipe of the ivory, unadulterated ivory black. So I've still got that there, untouched. Okay. And that is it for this particular video. I was just going to swatch them, and in the next video, I will be actually using them. So thank you for tuning in one more time, and look forward to doing the next video. Have a beautiful night.